Hi everyone and welcome back to Guide to SolidWorks. In today's tutorial we're going to be looking at this voice amplifier component. So it's made of three parts. We've got sort of a megaphone section on the front here. We've got a back section in which we're going to be speaking into. And then we've got the handle at the bottom here. Okay, so it's our three components. So what we're going to be having a look at first is this back section. This back section here, how we're going to go around doing that, and we'll dive into it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and let's get going with this component. Okay, so the back section for our voice amplifier. We are going to first of all start by sketching on the front plane. So let's open the front plane up and go to Sketch. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is create a center line that comes out of my origin and comes across here, like so. This center line is going to have a circle on it. So I'm going to go from my origin out to the edge. And then I'm going to create a second line that's going to go from this center line up to the top, like so. Now, what I want for the back section is just this this effectively sector or pie section of this circle to be able to cut out and extrude it round. But first of all, I need to set a size to this. So it's going to be a diameter of 100. Set that diameter like so. Now we've got that, I can trim away what I don't need, which is all this section. Now if you're using the trim function, I like to use trim to closest, but whichever one you use easiest. Leaves me just with that top section of that circle. Once I've got that top section, I go to Features. Sorry, not quite finished, jumping ahead slightly here. I want to remove a little bit of a section here for a flat section to talk into. So I'm going to go to my line, and I'm going to come along my center line, click on that, drag a line straight up until I hit this circle section here. So we've got a perfectly vertical line, we can see that with the relationship icon, and it's coming up. Now this is blue, we want to make sure it's defined, so I'm going to set a distance from this line here to this line here, and I want that distance to be 44. I'll just push it out a little bit up to the edge. Now I can get the trim tool and I can trim off what I no longer need. So I don't need that little section there of that circle. Now I'm going to revolve this around the center line. So I'm going to go to Features and I'm going to go to Revolve. It's picking up that sketch area and it's picking up the center line automatically. If it doesn't pick up that center line, click on the center on this axis to revolve around section here, and then select the center line and it will pick it up and it will show you. We're going 360 all the way around and tick there to show that I am happy. Now this has quite a little sharp edge on here. We're going to round that off. So I'm going to get a fillet tool. I'm going to click this edge here and I want this to be, let's do a constant size fillet all the way around. And I want it to be 10 mil. So you see it's automatically come up with 10 mil. So it's showing that on there. Just be careful when you do the fillet, if it comes up and it's not showing a preview, you're just getting a blue line. Make sure that you've got either partial preview or full preview shown so that you can see what is taking place. Once you're happy with that, just a quick tick. And it rounds off that back edge like so. Okay. Now we do have a solid object here. What I want to do is create a thin material around the outside. So I'm going to make that 5 milli thick. Now, to do that, I can use this shell tool here. So I'm going to click this face. I'm going to click the shell tool. And what that will do is it will remove all this material inside. I want to set the, let's do this preview first. So show preview. So it's going to remove that, and it's going to be that thick. So it's actually going to be 10 milli thick. We don't want it 10, we want it 5, so we're going to change that to 5. You'll see the preview changes slightly. It incorporates that fillet on the inside. That's as thick as I want it. So if I tick to say that I'm happy there, you should see it removes all that inside material, leaving me with a thin wall that I'm interested in using for my component. Then all I need to do on the back of here is add in my holes to speak through. So I'm going to click that back section there. I'm going to click this back circle. Now for that quick feature you just saw there, to be able to orientate your model quickly, if you hit the space bar, you should get the option to use that quick feature. So space bar should get the option to use that orientation feature. And then we can move to which orientation we want. So I'm clicking on this back face, and I'm going to sketch on that back face. I'm going to start off with a circle right in the center. I want that circle to be 5 millimeters diameter. 5 mil. Okay. Now I'm going to cut that through. So I'm going to go features, cut. I'm going to cut that straight through so it comes through the other side, like so. So we've got one hole in there. Now the next one that I want is again click on this face. I'm going to sketch on there. I'm going to get another circle this time. I'm just going to drop it in vertically from there. Now, to make sure it stays vertical, I'm going to click the center of my origin, hold Control, click the center of my circle, and we'll see some relationships here. I'm going to use the vertical relationship so it stays straight in line with it. So that means them two things are now in line. And then I'm going to go set a distance from here to here with a smart dimension, and I want that to be 10. I want my hole to be 8 millimeter diameter, and that's going to go there like so. So if I now go to features and I cut that through, I will get another hole just above the first one that I created. Now I want multiples of these, so I'm going to click on the inside of that circle. I'm then going to go to where it says linear pattern. I don't want to use a linear. I'm going to drop the arrow down. I'm going to select circular pattern. And it's going to ask me what do I want to circular pattern around. So I'm just going to click this circular edge here. Okay. It's picking up automatically 6 components. So it's going to create 6 holes repeated from that first one. They are equally spaced. If I click instant spacing, you'll see they all go clump together. I want them equally spaced around 360 degrees. And I want 6 of them. It's doing it from that cut pattern that we created. So as long as I have the preview options on here, you'll be able to see what's going on and how it's creating the holes. So if I'm happy with the way that that looks, I am going to tick at the top and I get my holes. So that gives me something for my voice to go through to be able to start amplifying. Last part to this is to create a material. So I'm going to go right click, edit material. I don't want metal, I want polymer. So I'm going to come down, find plastics. Let's just do ABS. Apply that, close. Now it's applied it white ABS. If you wanted to, we can right click on there, go to appearance. We've set the polymer there, so if I click on that, and I can change the color of that polymer. So for instance, I wanted it to be that color, I could have it that color. Tick. And we've got that reddish pink tinge color there. I then save that component, so I'd save that of my voice amplifier rear, and then I will be able to then import that into an assembly for when I've completed my other 2 components. So that's component 1 completed, the voice amplifier rear, and we will be moving on to have a look at the second component, which is going to be the actual amplifier itself, okay, on the front end. Which looks like a bit of a horn. So we'll have a go at that, see how we get on. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll move on into the next component in a moment.